hopefully we see some changes.
Yeah, especially hyped on the AWP, especially towards the end on the city side of Mirage. We saw a little bit more from him. Ozark, he had the odd occurrence where he had a few nice kills. However, as we go on to Anubis, it's the map pick of alternate attacks. Will they be sending us to a third? Will they be sending us to the realms of Overpass? Or will it be over here? Will they be eliminated? Will they be put down into the lower bracket? Sorry, not eliminated yet. They go to the lower bracket. They'd love to stay in the upper bracket right now because Team Space, they're doing pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, we touched on it at the start of the broadcast, but if you lose here and then you lose your first game in lowers, you are back in ESL. So a win here at the very least confirms you relegation. So you've got a slightly better opportunity of coming back. Yeah, 100%.
I mean, no, but like, wait, so do you go, isn't it relegation automatically no matter what? And then when you're in relegations, yeah, so, oh no, you go straight to advanced.
Yeah,
oh,
that's
Jesus.
what I'm saying, man.
I
Straight
didn't,
to advanced.
Jesus, that's really rough.
Yeah,
do not, that's literally the worst case scenario you could possibly get in Team Space. Well, this could be a bit of salt in the wound. That is a nice pickup from Hype. In towards middle, will take down Vert, one of the two struggling players in map 1. He was the lurker of this squad. So now, with the full frontier of players on the A-bomb side, they are being mowed down. Danis, with the Glock, does drop the dual Berettas. 1 versus 3 now. There is no kit, so there is a 10-second defuse. Could isolate these frags, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's going to move on because the bomb is ticking, and Sky, he'll get the defuse.
I feel like there was a world.
There was, for sure.
But it wasn't this one, you know. Unfortunately, it got ridiculously close there. The swap onto the dualies, being able to get yet another kill. A re-peak because time is ticking away. But not to be the case. It's a great first round here for alternate attacks. In Space, I mean, they get in onto the side so quickly, bomb down, so there's a little bit of extra cash to play with, but they just couldn't hold on to it. Alternate attacks do a great job of flooding in very, very quickly, and when that lurk activates, no, it doesn't really get much, but it does cause a bit of a distraction, and it opens things up for that defuse to come through. So, solid first round here. And Space, well, they've got a bit to play with here. I love the Mac 10s, but where's the aggression?
Edging the smoke. Vert, well, okay, fair enough, Freeze. Just drops down, has the read, and now Trunic burning in the fire. That's 2 kills for Freeze. That's a very strong start for alternate attacks. You know, what a great read from Freeze. There must have been some comms that there was individuals actually in connector, and he keeps on going in the back lines. He's just putting terror, inflicting terror into Team Space.
Oh man, Trunic pushing that is hilarious. If he'd at least gotten the kill, I would have been like, alright, cool, fair, worth. But just cannot make it happen.
He tries.
Yeah, I mean,
I respect the effort.
There you go. Kill from X5, just to try to keep things expensive, but 1 is not enough. That's all he'll be good for. The reinvest for alternate attacks going to be minimal. And Space now, obviously, forced into that last round. And as you must when you get bombed down. But no bomb down in this round means no cash to play with. Alternate attacks looking to get a bit of a runaway streak going.
Yeah, I mean, it's still very early doors. It's only been a pistol round and a low buy round. So I think for Space, I'm waiting for when we see Danis come out on the AWP. You can see he's saving a little bit more aggressively into this round. He'll have 5.3k in the next round. So that isn't enough for AWP and armor, unfortunately. It's 5.4, I think, is the AWP armor. So he's narrowly off. If he gets a kill or the bomb plant, that obviously would secure that. But for Team Space, just playing it as slow as possible. Seeing if they can split up, search for clues, get a frag here or there. Whatever comes their way. It's my favorite saying now. Someone said to me in a pug, they were like, guys, split up, search for clues. And I was like, mine.
Yoink. I'll have that. I'm waiting for the Roro Raggy moment. Looks like it could be coming as Deathball heading its way in across the bridge, and Freeze, oh, he's waiting for it. And at this range, he has such a massive advantage. It's going to take a shot straight to the dome, slow him down. And it's just not to be. The first kill to come through. Arrow holding the cross there. They baited them into the open. What more can you do? A great flash, but somehow not able to survive. Trunic, beautiful shot there. Takes a bit of damage, but he's still alive. Unfortunately, however, the push into mid is now well understood, well telegraphed. And alternate attacks, not too much that they need to do here at the moment. Space still need to pick a side, and both sides pretty heavily fortified. They know they have the advantage in terms of weaponry, so gonna hang out, a couple of pot shots, see if they can make something happen. And oh man, it's just another stunning crossfire. The moment Space step out into the open, they just get fired upon from every direction.
Yeah, I mean, like, they had no armor, they had no util. Kind of a standard procedure. Bit of missed shots from the CT side, but it all comes out and works fine. Dan East does have enough money. I missed my calculations. He does have 5.4. So, with that in mind, he'll have the AWP and armor in the next round. Also gets dropped over a smoke. Bomb left in spawn once again. Hopefully that doesn't come to bite them. But speaking of AWP, hyped, going aggressive in connector, already neutralized. What a shot from Verz. We were mentioning that he was one of the two players that were struggling on Mirage. Well, evidently not right now on Anubis, because him and alongside Trunic, they just clear this B-bomb site.
As the old adage goes, never do maths on stream.
I was convinced I had that though. I was like, look at me with my brain.
It's when you're most confident that you're most incorrect. I've noticed.
Yeah, there's a theory, right? When you know little about something, you think you know a lot about it. Yep, that's the one.
Yep.
When there's you think you know a lot, but you don't, and then when you actually know a lot, you realize you know nothing.
Now see, my word for that, because Dunning-Kruger is complicated and people never forget or never remember it. My word is clown. I find that tends to sum it up quite nicely. Alternate attacks now. Cosplaying themselves. They had so many saves in that previous map, and it's another save for them here. Space play that one quite nicely. But at least there'll be a little bit of weaponry taken through into the next.
Terrorists win.
It's a great
it's a
pushback
good
from
save.
Secrets.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's a great round all in all from Space. Like, it's just very individually played, but there are obviously the kind of like mistakes potentially with the fact that the AWP does dry peak, and then there's an attempt of a rebuttal behind the Molotov, which is actually a play I do love to see, when you mollo and just swing behind the mollo, because if someone's deep, it's so hard to see you, but it just goes terribly for alternate attacks.
Alright, reset. Solid buys across the board here, but alternate attacks on a little bit of a knife's edge. A little bit of cash that they got from that last round. They had to spend every last lick of it. That's a great way to kick things off here. Opening kill, Vert offline, and Vert had a great previous round, so I'm gonna shut him down as quickly as possible. The next raid boss is likely to be Trunic. They can spot him out and get him offline. Should be a fairly easy round win. I do like how alternate attacks play this though. I don't love the lack of mid presence, but with a little bit of noise made over towards this B site, they've opted to reinforce. What they don't know. Oh no, I was like bombs heading towards A, but no, they've regrouped. They're pushing in towards this mid that is now completely unguarded.
Great control from Space, but you can already see alternate attacks do actually have quite a nice mid round. So, yes, they have control of middle, but what can they make do with this? Especially with that Molotov on camera, it's going to obstruct these mid players. Arrow with a nice replenish of the smoke. This is a little bit awkward for Team Space. They're going to be forced through one of these two smokes, and if they actually choose to go towards the A bomb site and join up with Trunic, then they've got 3 players there. Here comes the flashbang. It does well to blind freeze, but he's able to regain vision while Arrow's taking the brunt of that attack. And now Team Space, well, they're lost.
And this is a perfect example of push and pull. Alternate attacks, putting a little bit of util down And sure, the flash comes through, but you got Freeze probably screaming, I'm full blind, I'm full blind, I'm full blind. And another solid crossfire from them. They've been so good at that on this map. And it's wild because when we watched Mirage, it was like a completely different team. There was none of that. The hand holding was not there. They were not holding each other the way that they should be. And now, and it just goes to show, right? When you're more comfortable on a map, when you've had that little bit more experience on it, it really is like night and day.
Yeah, no, I'm a lot more impressed with what I'm seeing from aTTaX. It's a lot more team play, a lot more cohesion, and apart from that one little miss up in connector, it's actually all turned out well. But because of saves, we've actually had really continuous gun rounds here. Yet to see a team accept and succumb to defeats. But yeah, it's going to be another buy here for Team Space. aTTaX don't have the greatest of loss bonuses, so if they lose this, it could be a bit ropey with the purchase. I think they still will get one out, but, you know, we'll go either way. Both teams still with the AWP. And both teams, well, really yet to utilize the Yorpa, I'd say, so far. And speaking of that, Danny's boosted it up. He could really catch Freeze off guard here in middle.
Freeze seems like he's aware. Oh, great jiggle there. Shot doesn't connect. The molly to come through. The ring around the Rosie. And he wins that? Oh, X5. That is heartbreak. But it has started the acceleration. The HE comes forward to finish off Freeze. And Molotov slows them down. Now they've staggered out and alternate attacks. Great molly. It gives them so much time to respond.
This is a very similar round to the last. You have very good rotations around middle. The difference is, aTTaX, they're not dumping util, they're fighting. Hyped being peeked into the AOP. He takes the win. Orzug, his aim shifts over to try and fight Yorpa. There's going to be a rifler holding for him. And instantly, aTTaX falter.
A little bit of impatience, it felt like, from alternate attacks there. Pushing forward, you could actually see Hyped slowly crouch walking straight into Danet's sightlines. And he wins that duel, and unfortunately for alternate attacks, Space were waiting for that. They know that this is how alternate attacks roll. So as soon as they start pushing into the space, they just hold the angles. And if alternate attacks take a little bit of time just to wait it out, because Space have to push. They're the T's. They have to get onto site. So if you get a little bit more patient, don't get so antsy with it, eventually they're going to be forced to make a move. But instead, alternate attacks push back and they just get put down.
Yeah, I mean, both the Yorps were peeking into each other, and it was a bit of an awkward one because they were both actually peeking on the left eye. So, oh no, wait, no, actually, yeah, there was sorry, what am I on about? Hype's peeking on the right eye, so he should have had the advantage there as well. They were both peeking in, and Danny's is just seemingly faster with his AWP. And as soon as that one AWP shot rings out, it does just throw aTTaX's defense into basically just despair, with people going for these aggressive swings and not really anticipating there's going to be 3 players in middle, and you are being held for. But still got that money. I said I wasn't sure if they had a buyout. They will. And it's going to be a faster play from aTTaX actually towards A main. They're tired of having to anchor down A from middle. So instead, they're going to be taking the fight right to Trunic. And I have no idea how he's alive. And I have no idea how they've gotten away with this, actually evening up the advantages after losing the opening kill in middle.
Great amount of early utility to do some crazy damage onto Space, and X5 unfortunately first one down again. Hyped! Beautiful shot there, great fadeaway as well to get himself back into safety, but again instantly traded out. Very, very back and forth here, both teams trying out a little bit more aggression at the same time, and it hasn't really favored one or the other. Now, generally speaking, 3 versus 3, you're going to favor your T's in that one. Alternate attacks, they have to be a little bit more split. They've got to have a bit of presence on both extremities. They have to get some of that early information, whereas Space, they can kind of play a bit more deathball-y, but you're absolutely right. Space, they've fallen back into the same pattern. They're going to head towards mid, and alternate attacks, they've figured it out, and they're going to be waiting this time.
Yeah, I mean, they've all figured it out. First shot goes off It's a miss. Arrow equally doesn't get the kill, but he does get the dink. Now comes in Hype. Doesn't care about the HP, but he still will strike. Ooh, unscoped, but is able to dodge the shot. Trunic, not known for his AWPing prowess, not something we've seen so far in this series, but because of that Molotov, he's going to have free way in towards the A bomb site. Hype, though, anticipates the re-peek. Now, he's going to hear the footsteps going towards the side. There isn't much time. USP's out. He's charging him down. Now shifting. Going towards heaven. Playing the time game. AWP comes out. He scopes and he hits the wall bang. That scared me for a little bit. But a wonderful 1 versus 2. And keeps the lead for alternate attacks.
Good lord, what a crazy round there. And again, it's one where you can see that the two teams have such a good read on one another. Space could have gone anywhere, but they opt to hit back into mid, something that they've done a few times. And alternate attacks, they could be thinking, surely they've done this a few times. Maybe now they hit one of the extremities, and so maybe we play a retake. Maybe we, fortify one of the other sites and then see how that goes. Play a bit more split maybe, But no, they read into it. They're like, no, there's no way they don't do this mid push again. And whereas previously it was Space that was just waiting for them, this time around it's alternate attacks holding down those sight lines. And again, it continues to go back and forth, but a great clutch there from Hype just to keep alternate attacks on the front foot. And Space now in a lot of trouble economically. They've forced into this, so they do have weapons, but very limited on that util.
This is one of the first times I think we've actually seen the B bomb site directly being under siege and under threat in quite a few rounds. There's been a large focus towards middle, and that's a fantastic nade from Warzerk. Not only does he get so much damage, but he gets a kill. He does so much damage on top of that, and then is able to even finalize one of those pieces of damage with a kill. Team Space, though, not deterred, still searching for a frag.
Another booster from Danist. Nothing spotted though. Alternate attacks learn from their mistakes, opting not to play impatient this time around. And Space cutting noise here. Again, that could start to make alternate attacks a little bit antsy. And you can see they've kind of pulled back a little bit, but they're still heavily guarding this site. They've got mid covered, so if a rotation does come through, unless it goes all the way through their spawn, they should be pretty quick to pick up on it. And they've realized it's more than likely still going to be a B presence. And there you go. Beautiful shot from Orzik. Brings the numbers down to only 2 for Space, and this is going to have to be a save.
Well, if they even can, because Danny's gets caught off with the AWP, hanging around a little bit too long. X5, 4 HP. Not great. And, yep, he's equally being run down. They are wanting. And they will take. There's blood in the water. And alternate attacks, looking like a new team right now on Anubis. But on the duality of that, Team Space, a shadow of their past self.
I mean, we knew coming into this that Space didn't have the greatest record on Anubis. They've only played it 3 times in the last few months. It's definitely something they've tried to shy away from where possible, and they've only won it the 1 time. And sure, one of those losses was like to 4s, so you're not really expecting them necessarily to be able to come up huge on that, but it was a big question mark that this is where we were going to end up on our second map, and were they going to be able to show up? And unfortunately, so far, just have not been able to. Great HE. Somehow the AWP doesn't hit, but there's a veritable firing squad waiting. However, the firing squad has been dealt with. Somehow, Space have brought themselves into a 3 versus 2. Rifle recovered, rifle lost. AWP picked up by X5. Bomb still not planted. This could still go either way.
Yeah, I think the issue is for Space is they have no idea about Arrow. So you have Freeze being a torment in towards Connector, just kind of making sure he doesn't die to the AWP, but he'll do one better. A little bit aggressive for my liking, but he does actually get the kill onto the Deagle. Now, great Molotov, forces X5 out in the open, 3 HP, misses the first AWP shot, being closed down, but he connects the one on the close player. Now it's up to Arrow. 3 HP, no armor, AWP in hand, playing the close range. And Arrow swings in, succeeds in getting the frag. It's close, but a win is a win.
Jeez. And I will say, X5, maybe it's just the pressure, but I don't think he's an AWPer. A few missed shots in that round that could have honestly been a complete momentum swing for them, and unfortunately just does not manage to connect. And he does connect one of them, but is that, I mean, clearly it wasn't enough to maintain the control. They do get that bomb planted at least, so that's that little bit of extra cash. And I was worried at the start of that last round with how much they forced into it. I was like, losing this round, that's going to put them in some serious danger. They are still able to buy into this. We've only got a few rounds left in this half, 3 left. Space are going to have to come up massive here. Bearing in mind, this is their T side. We really needed them to have a bit of a stronger performance here.
Yeah, that's even a better point to add as well. Like, look, a 5-7 T half is still not even that great, and 5 rounds could be giving them a little bit too much, and they even like providing right now. It's already a opening frag in favor of the CT side. It's a very simple mistake from Vert, and Ozerk, okay, he isn't gonna get the kill that he was aiming for. Bad to say, maybe even does, but he still catches one player rotating away from the A-bomb site. This signals to alternate to Team Space that there is no control now for them over towards B. But in a weird turn of events, Sam, we're in a 3 versus 3.
They've done so well to keep these rounds incredibly close, but close is not enough. And now with Space going down to only 1 player left, I was waiting to see if that shot connected. It was hyped. Should have known.
Because it was a hype shot.
Hey.
It was low-hanging fruit.
Sometimes you gotta take what you can get. You specifically, not like the general you. Trunic taking what he can get ya. Bomb down, kill onto hyped. Great push through the smoke there. Position fairly well telegraphed. Little bit of cover behind the pillar, but the swing is not great. And it's freeze to connect. And it's an 8th round for alternate attacks.
Yeah, again, there was a very good start, and it does get 100% a little closer than I would have liked and I would have anticipated. But the ending of it all is 8 rounds. So no matter what you can take away from it, yes, alternate attacks, they've been a little bit scary with their economics. You know, they've never quite had that bank balance, and there's a great example in this round of just the fact that Ozerk and Sky are below 1,000, Arrows just above. But overall, Team Space, they've been unable to crack the nut. It doesn't matter if you're doing damage if you're not converting the round.
Space running out of opportunities here. A couple of rounds left. Nice. Like well done for Space for winning it out. Free's a bit questionable, but Space was very happy with taking that. What is this aggression? And it pays off. Ozek just waltzes his way out of B main. And that brings the numbers back down. And he's able to just retreat. There's no kickback.
Yeah. It's perfect. Like, they've had 0 resistance a lot of this game in the early stages towards the B bomb site, and we've seen them on a multitude of occasions take advantage of that. Issue I do see now, though, is a game of timings. Because look at Trunic. He's over in pillar, and he might have lost his timing. Is Hyped aware there could be someone here? Seemingly yes. But is he going to expect someone behind the pillar? No. And there it is. The A bomb site open.
God, another crazy trade just before. But now, finally, Space seem to have control of the round. They have control of the A site. They should be aware. Yes, they are. And they will win that out. So, bomb plant, not even necessary. Space win it in the weirdest way imaginable. And as you said, it really was all about timings. If that kill doesn't come through on the A site, I'm not sure Space win that round, because they'd already brought it down to an even kilter. Now you lose your player out on the extremity. Your bomb is in mid, and it's completely well telegraphed where everyone is. That's so winnable. But the kill does come through. The A site is open, and the rotation is clean.
Yeah, no, looking... So, like, that damage we were talking about, that kind of comes into an effect here because we have 5-7 MP9s, low util, so this could be a fourth round for Team Space, and this is exactly where you start to see, okay, confidence starts to brew a little bit, and a lot of teams can be riding that confidence wave. And if Vert is able to reproduce the things he's been doing in Connector consistently on that CT half, then I could be a little bit scared, because this is the second time now he has just opened up this space of the map. But are those teething issues going to rear its head once again for Team Space at the end of the half? Most definitely not. 2 in a row to close it out. Will this mean anything? Let's see after the half.
Eight 4 half, only slightly better than what we saw on Mirage a little earlier. That was the 9-3, but still just as one-sided. Alternate Attacks now getting revenge for that Mirage mishap. They have looked incredibly solid so far here on Anubis, on their CT side, all the way up to 8 rounds. They're so close to closing this one out, but Space, they want to close out this series if they can. Unfortunately, with a start like that, man, Hyped has been fantastic. Whether it's an AWP or a pistol, he's still able to snipe, and Sky will follow it up with a second Trunic. Good lord, brings it back to almost recoverable numbers, and this is going to force Alternate Attacks to retreat, but look where the bomb is. It's all the way over towards the A site already.
And yes, Sky, he has retreated, but he's able to retreat and still get the kills, so happy days for him. And now Fozel, 1 versus 3. I've seen easier positions to be in, especially because he's not even going to see Arrow lurking around that smoke. So Arrow will reveal his position, but good util will blind him, and Arrow playing his life perfectly, allowing for the crossfires. Fozel almost confused where his team, where his opponent just went. He's like, where have you gone? You've just evaporated in thin air. But nope, he was on the ledge. Alternate attacks. That is the second half pistol round going in their favor. Both pistol rounds going in their favor. And this could spell disaster.
It's crazy how alternate attacks are able to use the geometry of the map in mid to belie how many of their players were there. So Space just never realized that the bomb has made its way all the way over towards the A site. And even if they had realized it, by that point, they were already so thinned out in numbers, wouldn't really have made a difference. And it's all down to one person to try and recover the entire round. It was a near impossible task, and it did prove to be impossible at that. Alternate attacks will start this round with a nice little boost up, waiting for potential pistol rush.
Ooh,
But it's not going to be a pistol rush. Yeah, they've now probably realized it's going to be a full-on gamble stack somewhere. So Trunic, caught in this tiny little corner, might get spammed out. Oh, but alternate attacks are coming in from
Death stack.
Oh no way!
Verse
He
just
fades
like
away and he's just out.
Verse just like, how have I died there? Guys, why have I died there? I'm in the middle. Not even the top, not the bottom. Slap bang in the middle. Not even head height. Not even a height. It's like, why me? Oh, the Mac 10s. Ooh, this could be a lot of money put into the back pocket of alternate attacks. That's exactly what's going to happen. Every kill but one with the Mac 10s. $2,700? They'll love that.
It's a great call as well. Like, they posture towards A a little bit. They realize, oh look, there's like 5 people here. You know, 4 including the one in mid. So they toss the bomb over. They're like, alright, cool, go plant. We'll sort this out. And it's just this devastating spray down. I think that's more or less what we expected. Space obviously hoping to try and get 1 or 2 with that stack. But the fadeaway from Ozek is great. The fact that he's able to just retreat so easily, barely even getting tagged, lovely stuff.
Yeah, I mean, only against USPs, not really. There was never a worry in that round unless they'd fully committed. Even if they had, I think, of how exposed TTG were, like obviously the flashbangs would have dealt with them. But Mac 10 still in play, they're gonna get very aggressive, and that's exactly what they can do. That's the power that they wield. Running into middle, Ozek will finally get felled, but he's done his job. He's given so much space to his team, and they look to be trying to head towards the A bomb site. They just walk through the smoke. They're going to get a timing on X5. Sky, fully blinded. I don't know who by, but he will finally make his way onto the bomb site, and he will be able to trade out his teammates. But it is 2 versus 2, and look how close Team Space are.
Do they even realize that Trunic is here? Good for the first. Can't follow it up, but he's done so much damage onto Hype. Doesn't matter. You know what? As long as you hit that headshot, he had just enough health to clutch out that round. Literally, if he had 1 less HP, he probably doesn't win that.
It was all calculated. He knew exactly what he was doing. And this isn't looking great now for Team Space. I said at the very beginning, this looks like it's going to be going to a third. I wasn't aware of how decisive this would be. It's poising right now that both of these maps will be won by the pickers 13-4. Because already, Team Space, they're forced into an uncomfortable position where they're committing a little bit more money than they may have wanted to into this round. And they've just been mowed down. They've bought in. They haven't fully invested. See, they can get a buy and contest for overtime. But I think in the manner of how these rounds are going in favor of alternate attacks, this could be a very quick map 2, and we're already setting our sights and gazes onto overpass.
Yeah, I mean, alternate attacks very often expecting some sort of a crazy push through. This time it does happen, and hold the angles, hold M1. It's an easy spray down. And again, like, with the fact that it's a very, very low buy, it was always gonna, I say always, more than likely gonna go their way. We have seen some shenanigans in the past, but this time around, it's alternate attacks now on map point to take us into a third. Space still able to buy in at the very least, as you mentioned. Trying to play the slow game, trying to play the waiting game. X5 with a beautiful opener here, able to retreat. He's taken a lot of damage, but the numbers advantage can work wonderfully in their favor. Unfortunately, Space now left mid completely unattended. And unlike alternate attacks, there are no good rotations from them to be able to back this up later on. Now Freeze is just in their back line, completely unaware of Team Space. And this angle's being held. Oh, dear Lord. And it's a beautiful double. He's opened up this site massively. The importance of that mid presence shining through here. Now only 3 players left alive for Space. You cannot save. You cannot wait for the next round. This is it. I have to make something happen. They're so terribly split up as well. 2 players in from the CT side, but alternate attacks holding the line. Hype to get the first. Will get traded out, but Arrow to ensure that that player is in the ground. Pozo lost 1, and well, we saw that on Mirage a few times. Walking into the space, or into the smoke, not realizing there's another player there, and being taken down. Alternate attacks will win on their map pick and secure a map 3.
Yeah, the duality as well from Team Space, even from the individuals. You're just looking at the likes of Fozel, you're looking at the likes of Dan East and also Trunic, and just a really shell of their past self. That